Is that better, guys? So it totally helps if I unmute my mic. Like I said, first time here. Second one actually streaming, but I changed some of my settings and forgot that I had put my mic on muting via a hotkey. So there's that. I'm hoping this works better. I'm hoping y'all can hear me. I'm going to switch back to Twitch to see. Okay. Perfect. Everybody can hear me now. Let's do this. So we are going to keep putting in expenses and putting in... Just kidding. This next one isn't an expense. It's an invoice, which I think I already put in. Let's click on the invoices. Ah, yes, I did put this one in. So I was, like I said, I was messing around with it last night, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to put things in properly, so here we are. Now we're going to go to expense. And we're going to add this, same way as I showed you, but you couldn't hear me. And they're going to link to the checking account. And it's going to be another software one. So I'm not going to talk through the whole thing. This is going to be like a cozy, let's just vibe together kind of thing. As soon as, you know, I can actually get my chat up too, it'll be even better because then y'all can chat with me. So we're literally just adding in old transactions. So it'll, oops, that was dumb. So we can easily just push the add new button. So I know you guys can hear the clinking of my keyboard. Isn't that so fun? Internet, that one stayed in there. There we go. Well, let's change the date because I keep forgetting. Save and close. Okay, so I guess a couple of you are saying that my screen is black. Oh yeah, look at that. Hold on a second. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna switch to this really fun display capture. Y'all are gonna love the tunnel effect. So sorry. Okay, can y'all see it now? Because Twitch, there we go. No, it's not supposed to be that way. We'll get there. We'll get there. I promise. One crazy step at a time. Okay. Good news is tonight is all about doing a lot of the same things. So even though you guys missed the first couple times, we're just going to keep going. Oh, this one is an invoice. No thanks. Do this later. but I still wanted to create the invoice. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. We will figure that out. It let me do an invoice last night, so I know it can. I don't know why it's fighting. Because, you know. Maybe. Oh, there we go. I figured it out. I knew just clicking buttons would find the way that I wanted it to. Okay, so we're gonna add a new customer. Oops. Sometimes my fingers get ahead of me, and that's literally all I need for the company, the customer. I just enter that. On a real company, this would have all of the information for that company. So this is the invoice date is being sent on the 10th, and it is due the 10th. And then product is gonna add new, and the product, oops, I promise I know what I'm doing, is and I know how to type. So that'll be a service, and we don't have an image yet. And we close it. It doesn't need a description, and there'll be one of them. 2,200. These guys are making it. And then we review and send. And this is all the information that gets sent to the client. Obviously, if it had real client information, I wouldn't show it, but I have to add I just use my email. So y'all are going to see my info a lot. I've already filled out this information. I don't know why it's telling me to do it again. I will do this later because y'all don't need to see that. So as you can see, things have already started to change on this welcome page. The invoices, the not due one is there, which is the one we just set in. Okay, so now we need to pay a contractor. Add a contractor. So we'll do this first, is adding the contractor. So it's very simple. Information needed. It's just their name. And then the email, which will be my email. And then they'll text me. Had I known they were going to text me, I would have done this. Okay, so there's one contractor. So we're going to pay him. So we write him a check. And the payee is him. Check number is that. And we are going to categorize it as He is the video editor. And then we will pay him $600. And that's it for that. And that sends it to him. And then we are going to create we are going to pay so this is a lot of what bookkeeping does. They just literally click buttons. I don't know why I skipped line 1. Now I enter the amount. Now, had this company had accounts that they could link, this would be much faster. It would just be going through their registers to make sure that the things matched up. Okay, so we're going to send another invoice. To a new company. And there we go. It'll tell us the invoice number, the terms. We're going to back it up just a scotch. Once we click change that, it'll change the due date. And then the product was add new. There we go. Save and close. Website design and the amount. It's 3,000. And that's it. Review and send. We look at the invoice. We give them an email address. And boom. Say it's easy. There we go. And then we are going to go to our invoices. And let's say Evergreen has paid. We're going to record the payment. Let's just say they paid in cash. Had it been a real client, I would know exactly which payment method they used. Right now, I'm making it up. And that's how you close out one of those. Okay, so then we go back home. We are gonna do another expense. So this is essentially what I would do if somebody brought me like paper transactions and said, hey, I want to go into QuickBooks, but I don't want to upload my documents. And they just handed me a stack of documents. Super fun. Honestly, I don't mind it. This is actually very relaxing for me. Just enter in information. Okay. And then we're going to add another contractor. Oops. Oh my god. My email is going to be blown up with these. Okay, and we're going to pay him. No, I already used that one. That's okay. We'll use that one again. If I messed it up, I'll go fix it. Okay. And then we're going to go back home. I try to stay on the home screen if I can, especially when just creating expenses to add to the ledger, only because it makes it easier for me. I don't know why, but it does. Now we're going to create another expense, add a new. Save. Advertising, marketing. There we go. All right. So sometimes it's easier to go in and add all of the companies, all the vendor companies at once, because it'll make this step easier. And I think I was planning on doing that and I completely forgot. So we're just adding them one at a time. Isn't that fun? So yeah, this is basically what I do as a bookkeeper. Okay, so now we've gone back to the invoices and Oakland has also paid. So would we record the payment as of today, the full invoice, the amount, payment method is in cash. Obviously, I'd ask the client if I was unsure. Boom. And then back there. We are going to go to an expense. By the end of this, we'll have all of our vendors in that this company usually uses. See, if you misspell, it will fight you. And this is actually on the bank, the credit card. And that's computer equipment. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna get a vendor credit, and we're going to go to Adobe, and it's going to be software, and it's going to be practice, $10. So that will either go to the next bill, or it'll go right into the checking account, whichever one the business decides. So I noticed that if I don't type it all out, it will save this as a weird name. And that's just what I want. Okay, so review and send. Like I said, this is the same thing that we've done this whole time. Easy peasy. And then we're going to create another expense. And we're going to add a new vendor. So it's going to be from the checking account. There's not an R in education. Okay, so this is gonna be an expense, and then it's gonna be sometimes it doesn't have exactly what I want. So we're just gonna put it under other, and then we'll save it. And then, so what we can do now is we can go here, and you can see payments made, things deposited, just like you would if you did your own bookkeeping for your checking account. It looks exactly like your ledger would be. And now we can go back to the chart of accounts. This is not where I want to go. Let's go back home. Sometimes I have a hard time finding exactly where I want to go without starting all the way at the home screen. So for this, I can reconcile, but I usually won't ever do that until the end of the month. So we'll do that at the end of the month. It'll be usually, by the time you get your statement and everything, it'll be right around the first week of the month is when reconciliation happens. I can also click this and I can see the savings. And then I can see the credit card. And then I can also see the accounts payable, which we don't have much in, and all of those other owner contribution, owner draw, all of those in the chart of the accounts. I am going to take a short break, so I'm going to put you guys in the tunnel of doom again. I am so sorry. And I'll be right back. Okay, everybody, I am back, and so is the Tunnel of Doom. Oh gosh. So I was able to bring up chat on my tablet because, I totally downloaded Twitch on there to do that. So I now have y'all on my tablet so I can see y'all's chat. So Veronica, thank you for talking with me. And everybody else who is here. I don't think I've caught everybody's name. I know a couple of you are my friends, so it's awesome that you guys are here. So we are gonna get back to it, and hopefully I can figure out what I'm doing. So we are gonna go and we're gonna run some reports. So even if the registry isn't actually reconciled, you can still run a report. And this is all of the reports that you can run for any business, which is super awesome. There's a ton of them. If you have payroll with your QuickBooks, you can run a report on that. You can run timesheets. I know I totally just brought you to the bottom. Things that you want to bring to your CPA, which is not your bookkeeper, you can do it here. Employees, contact list, expenses for your vendors, who you buy from the most is awesome to know. Having an updated vendor phone list is also great to have. What you owe, they're all in categories. And like these are business overview, favorites, these are always going to be up here. So we are going to run a profit and loss, not that way. I don't know why I think that I can just go wherever I want. And so we can go all the way to last month, which we know we don't have anything. Or we can go to last week. We can go as easy as last week if you want to know what's going on. We can go as soon as yesterday. So, and then we can also change the dates. So we can go from the beginning of June all the way to right now. And then that way you can see all of the things. Yeah, Veronica, I will totally go over to your page. That sounds like a great thing that you do over there. Do you usually go live at any certain times? So then for this, you can make the thing smaller if you just want like literally just a tiny overview of what's going where, not caring what actually it's going to. There you go. I do not, Veronica. That is something that I'm going to get into, but I haven't yet. I'm taking one baby step at a time. It's enough for me to go on Twitch right now. And I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs in the background. They are going bananas. Sometimes you just can't help them. So you can change the accounting method. There is a difference between cash and accrual. I'm on a live. Go to bed. So that will show you the difference. So this one says the net income is that. And then this one actually says it's a little bit more. So they file things differently. And I can actually look it up at one point, but I don't know exactly how to describe it. I almost knocked everything over. So once you've got the the profit and loss sheet the way you want it. You can save it as a profit and loss copy, and then you can actually share it with the CPA or the owner, whatever, and then you hit save. And then you can go back to the standard reports, and let's do a balance sheet. And again, we've got to change the dates. So we'll go to June 1st to the 17th. And then this is all of the things on the balance sheet. As you can see, it's a little bit more in depth than the profit and loss. Okay, Veronica, I will look you up when I'm done on here, okay? And then you can also save that as a balance sheet copy. Some people actually will change the copy to whatever month it is in the year. So we'll go 6/26, and then we'll know when we're skimming through them exactly when we did them. And then you can also run any of these. Like if you want any of these starred, it'll go up into your favorites. And we'll get into those more when we have more transactions in. Just because some of them don't make any sense right now with no transactions in for the company. So those, and then if your company has inventory, you can actually look at your inventory. This company doesn't. It does everything online with no actual physical inventory. And then you can also look at the service list. So right now we've just got these services. I believe there's a few more that I have yet to add. I'll have to recheck. But it's just literally a list of your services, not anything else. If they each have their own sales price, like a set price for them, it'll show up here. So far, none of them do. And then you can also run a report on open invoices, which we do have one for Harper Events. They haven't paid yet. And then, so if you have more invoices open, you can see exactly who owes and when their due dates are. And then after a while, we'll look into the profit and loss for the year to date. That probably won't be until closer to the end of the year, so we have some good information. And then you can also see like which customer does business with you more often, which is awesome to have, because then you can give them a discount. You can market to the other customers more. My dogs are driving my kids crazy. Hold on. Okay, I just had to yell at my dogs. They're waking up the kids, and we don't want that. You can also look at the payment methods that are listed. And I don't know if it like changes when you use them, but like we can see, we haven't used any of them, which isn't a shock. I don't know what these dogs are doing. So yeah, if the stomping dogs in the background gets to you, I feel that. I don't know why they're stomping around. So we can also see what deposits were put in. And of course, it's always going to go back to last month. I'm going to be putting in some more information. So you can see all of these. They've either... they're not cleared, they are cleared, and then what's the opening balance is that's reconciled, and then the unclear. You can also see where they're going, which is super helpful. Like I said, the more transactions we have, the more this will become fuller. Oh my god. The dogs are driving everybody crazy. So I'm going to call it a night, and I'm going to go yell at my dogs, because at 10:30 at night they shouldn't be horsing around like this and waking up the kids. So I hope everybody enjoyed my stream. If you did, please pass on the word and see if we can't get more followers on for me. And we will be doing more things in the future. And I will have different things that I'll do during different streams. Yes, Hellspawn, I am super excited to go tell the dogs off. Back into the temple.